So, Brown, when I said beautiful Florida sunshine weather, I kind of was thinking it would not be this hot this time of year.
Yeah, Seattle's not like this in November.
I know. And we haven't even had breakfast yet. And look at this. It's crazy.
Yep.
We're going to be okay today?
Oh, we'll be just fine because today is one of the best days of any deck project because today is framing day. And since we have our beam and our ledger board taken care of, the framing is going to go so fast in a perfect world.
And we live in a perfect world.
Obviously.
So this is going to be a great day.
Done deal.
Done deal.
This episode is sponsored by 84 Lumber, the nation's largest privately held supplier of building materials.
Hey friends, welcome to the deck episode. And now this may not look like the most exciting part of the entire project, but why is it so important?
It's so important because this is the structural foundation of our deck. We already did the concrete, we already had our Simpson Strong Ties attached to the concrete, then our posts, then our beams, and now we're finally to joists. And that's extremely gratifying because it's gonna go a lot faster than previously, but the best is yet to come after that. Ready to get to it?
Ready to get to it.
Same. Over the posts, go ahead and nail them together. And then we'll grab a best clamp, wrap it together in the middle, then nail. But before we nail those down, let's double check the plumbness of this post.
Agreed.
Because it was wiggling a little bit.
Yep. Where's the level?
We're checking the plumb right here to make sure before we nail everything together, these posts are staying nice and plumb. So we get everything done, we actually have a nice plumb and level deck. So, you know, like people aren't just gonna slide off the end. W, run a W on that. Here you can do like a... Yeah, let's go ahead and get our center mark. Let's try and roughly level it up. Okay. Well, let's...
You want to pass it over, so we're gonna go other side, Omar, other side.
Oh.
I know there's a reason why.
Yeah. So we had a couple problems yesterday with getting all of our anchor bolts in on this ledger board here. A couple spots we hit some rebar, which is kind of to be expected, but the one problem with rebar is this: if you hit rebar here and you can't go deep enough, it kind of doesn't do the job. So we switched it up. Another Simpson Strong Tie product, but this is a wedge anchor. So you slide it in, and then once you start cranking it down, that wedge locks it in place, and you can actually keep adjusting it to where you need to be. So when you hit rebar, doesn't matter, we can still get a bolt in there and get it done.
Now that we're using composite material for our deck boards, that actually lasts longer than the joist themselves, and that's why it's so important to use some type of joist tape. We have larger rolls like this to go over our beams, and we have thinner rolls like this to go over our joists. So we just need to make sure we apply this to extend the longevity of our deck itself, because the joists are not going to last as long as the composite decking.
So when you're applying this wrap to protect the beams, you really just want to peel back a little bit at a time. It just makes it easier to work with. Keep it centered.
How we looking, Pat?
Looking pretty good. Right now we're getting this square lined up, a little bit of basic geometry. We're getting a 45-degree triangle. Actually, when we get those two measurements lined up, that's how we know our point is, and we're perfectly square. It just looks different from this side. I trust you. I trust you. I already did the layout, and I got a mark out there, so I know that when the boards that are 45, they're going to come in, and then they're going to be cut flush 45 to that face.
Yep.
So they're bearing on the beam.
Perfect. And as long as it's the same, it's mirrored on both sides here, we're good.
That's all I'm doing.
So Simpson Strong Tie sells a couple different types of joist hangers, and I really like this style with the starter tabs. Makes it really user-friendly. It's really easy to hold it up there, hammer this tab in place,
and it holds everything still while you shoot in the rest of your nails.
For a deck project, there's really not much more important than the lumber itself for structurability. With this product, we're using 84 lumber, and it's very important to go with a high-quality lumber yard like this so we can get really high-quality materials extremely quickly, especially when you have projects that come out of the blue like this.
Pass it over. Yeah, as soon as you sit down, the boss comes back. And it happened to Sweetboard.
It always does.
I got a spot for those 2x12s.
Yep.
Thank you, little lady.
Okay, day 3 of framing, and this should be our final day of framing. Got a great start yesterday, and we'll get to decking after that, but deck is looking amazing with the framing that we've had so far. Hey, this has got to be one of the sturdiest decks I have ever walked across. Pat, how'd we do today?
We did awesome, man. We've been rocking and rolling. As you see, we got all of our complicated miters done. Those are looking beautiful today. We got only one last bay to do all of our joists in. Everything else is rock solid. We even got all the blocking in. We got a crew town behind us. We're rocking and rolling.
Looks amazing. We'll just get to stairs after that, and we'll get to decking finally.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's do it. So not all decks have a stairwell, but in this project, we have to get down to this beautiful water. And on this project, we have our stair stringers. And this is extremely important because we have to stay consistent all the way down. So last night, I actually set up a laser level to distribute that line all the way down to our footings, and we could figure out exactly the height that we needed for our stringers to be perfectly laid upon. I actually made a template so we had a perfect transition from step to step to step, which was 7.5 inches tall, which is the rise, and 11 inches deep, which is the run. So we got one, we'd have to take care of another 4, but once those are done, we can get them in and get the concrete poured.